today I went to the grocery stores, and I did decide to do something I don't normally do. I had $100 that I've saved over, various months of, excess money saved over previous grocery hauls. So I decided to take that $100. Well, it's more like 120. But anyways, I decided to see what I could get for that at Sam's Club. So I've got a Sam's Club haul back here. And then the rest of this, my budget is 60. So 60 for the rest of it. And yes, I went over on my 60, but my fault. But there was a deal I took advantage of. Had I not done that, I would have been fine. But when meat's on sale, I take advantage of it. So I went to Aldi, and then I went to the little butcher shop and a little bit of Walmart. So I kind of went everywhere, but it's not spread out all over everywhere. Walmart, Sam's Club, and Aldi are all right next door to each other, and I think the little butcher shop may be 2 or 3 miles away, something like that. So anyways, I went and picked up all this stuff and got some good deals and found some things at Sam's Club that I did also stock up on some things at Sam's Club because it's one of those limited time. So I went ahead and got it because I'm liable to never see it again. So let me show you what I got this morning at all these stores. Alright, y'all, this is everything right here. Not those onions and not my cell phone. But we got that and then all the way over to here. So that is everything that I picked up this morning. Okay, let's start over here. Even though it's the last place I went to, this is kind of where I messed up. But I didn't even plan on going to get this, the pulled pork. But this is smoked pulled pork, and it's, let's see how much it's. See, smoked 12 hours. Was that just over a pound? $6.99 a pound. So that was $8.32. But what I went after was this. They had the pork cutlets. These are what they call them, lean pork cutlets that they ran through that machine to tenderize it. So they were $3.49 a pound. So I got all they had in the case, and it was almost 4 pounds. So $13.19 for that, and I've got to divide that up to put in my freezer. But that was what I got at the little butcher shop, and had I not done that, I would have been just fine. But I did what I did, $23.02, and I actually did have 2 pennies in my pocket. So I'm going to put this on my little list here at $23 because I had pennies from all this other, and I just didn't, I didn't want to carry the extra change because I already had change from this morning. So that was a little butcher shop. Now let's look at the Walmart right here. It's not much there either. I got a loaf of the French bread for $1. And then I got these 3 bags of frozen vegetables. The pepper and onion blend is $2.74. The sugar snap pea fry is $2.54, and the deluxe stir fry is $2.54. And that is it at Walmart. And so here's my little bitty receipt from Walmart. So before tax, this wound up being $8.82, and with tax, $9.44. So that's $10 I spent at Walmart. Okay, now let's move on over here to Aldi. And let's see. Well, it starts over here. I got a loaf of bread here, and this was $1.39 for that. I got a 2-pound box of spaghetti, and that was $1.89. let me move this. Okay, I got a markdown. See, now it's 30% instead of 50%. I don't like that, but it's still marked down. So, tenderloins, chicken breast tenderloins was $8.46. They marked it down 30%, so the new price is $5.92. I'm going to pop that in my freezer. And then I got 2 cans of the diced tomatoes with chilies. It's like Rotel. And these are 95 cents each. I did get a bottle of glaze, balsamic vinegar glaze. And that was $2.99. And I got, let me move some of this. I got hamburger pickle chips here. And these were $2.35 for that. And I got two jars. I was getting low on my marinara sauce. I got 2 jars of the marinara. And this was $2.19 for each of those. And this week, for the fish that I bought, I got the pink salmon. And this is 1 pound. Is that 1 pound? Probably. Where is it? There it is. 1 pound. So that was $7.09. And then I got, they have the kettle chips marked down from what it's been being. So I got 2 of those. These are $1.45 each. They were like $1.95 or something like that. And then this, the last thing I got, this I'm taking off of my grocery budget. This is household. I got this solar address steak. And this was $9.99 for that. So, you know what? I did my math wrong. I did do my math wrong. I didn't take it off. I intended to, but when I did my math, I did not take it off. So I'm not as bad off as I thought I was. Okay, so this was, here's my little Aldi receipt. And before tax, this was $40.80. With tax, it was $43.66. But let's look over here. I messed this up. I didn't even take it off. Look, I was going to take off $10 because that's household. That's not groceries. So that should have been $34. So $23 at the butcher shop. And I did $44 at Aldi and then $10 at Walmart. Took me up to $77. But take $10 off of that. It's only $67. I am actually only $7 off of my $60 budget for this week. So that's awesome. Okay, now the rest of this, I had like I said, I had that extra cash. So I decided I wanted, extra cash left over from saving money since the first of the year on groceries. So I decided to stock up on a few things, pick up a few things that I don't always see. And so I got, this is what I found here. I've never seen it before, and I will probably never see it again. Pepperoni pizza crisps. So let's flip it over. And you can have 16 of them, 160 calories, and only 2 grams of carbs. So that is a good keto snack. I got 3 of those. They are, there's a fly flying around my glasses. These are $9.98. I got 3 of them, so there's $30 right there. And then I did get 2 jars of the almond butter. I like their almond butter better than any other almond butter. And these are, where are they here? $7.98. $7.98 for each of those. Those went up. They used to be like $6.98. And then I got a big bag of the potato chips. And these were $2.98 for that. I got this is basically, what, 2.5, I think it's like 2.5 pounds of ham, sliced ham. And this was $7.48. And underneath that is these kind of zero net carbs tortilla wraps. These were $7 and no, the ham was $7.76 and this is $7.48. Okay, I'm getting everything mixed up. Back here, behind everything here, I got the broccoli Normandy. It's basically broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, and that was $6.98 for that. And I got the boneless chicken bites, 4 pounds there for $13.98. And I got the squirt kind of sour cream. And this is 5 something, I know. Let's see. Where are you? Okay. $4.48. $4.88 for that. And I got the 2-pound package of the Jimmy Dean, 2-pound roll of the Jimmy Dean sausage, and that's $6.98 for that. And my favorite deal here that I get whenever they have it is yesterday's rotisserie chicken. That's the white meat. There's 4 in each one. $3.98 for that. You just cannot beat that. So let's see. Here is my my receipt on my cell phone. So before tax, this was 104. What does that say? 104.90 with tax, 112.24. And I had 120 something. I had the extra money left over from previous months of grocery hauls. So this is not actually coming out of my grocery haul budget for this month, grocery budget for this month. So that is, yeah, I got a lot of stuff, didn't I? I'm going to work on putting all this away, and I will be back. Okay, as usual, it is the next day. It is Sunday. So let's just start here with the menu planning. What I made last night. My daughter wanted big sandwich, so that's what I made her. She tends to want that every Saturday here lately. So, and then I had a BLT wrap. Okay. So that's what we had last night. Today, I want to do, let's see, well, let's go ahead and do, I got those pork cutlets, so let's do the slow cooker pork cutlets. With sauce. Okay, and over here I had picked up the box of frozen smash burgers from Aldi a couple of weeks ago, I guess. So let's do that here. Let's do smashed burgers so that I know what ingredient I'm using. Okay, and I'll probably do those in the air fryer. And then over here for our weekly sheet pan, I'm doing this new series on sheet pan meals. So last week I made the beef fajita wraps. This week we're going to do, I was discussing this with my daughter last night, and so she had an idea. Sheet pan, I was thinking about doing like a Cuban style sandwich kind of wrap, but she says, why don't we do cordon bleu? So let's do that. Cordon bleu wraps. So we'll just do the other another time. Wednesday is leftovers, and then Thursday I got that salmon, so let's have that. And vegetables. And it's going to be, yeah, oven roasted. Roasted like that was back there. And then we're back to Friday. So there's all my meal plans. So last night we had sandwiches and wraps. And then today we're having cutlets in the slow cooker, smashed burgers, sheet pan, cordon bleu, and salmon and vegetables. Okay. Y'all, I was wrong. That is not all. My lunches for this week. So, lunches. Let's see. I've got the chicken that I got at Sam's Club. I need to do something with that today. So, we're going to have not a chicken salad, but salads with chicken. Instead of like making a chicken salad, there's an E in there, Kim. Okay. Instead of making a chicken salad, I'm just going to have like, make a regular salad and top it with chopped chicken. Okay, now that's it for the week. Well, there's my grocery haul for this weekend. My meal plan. I was only a little bit over budget, over what I intended to get at the stores yesterday morning. And, but, I'm okay with that because I had that set aside from previous hauls. And the menu plan worked out, trying to use things I've already bought, things that are in the freezer, things that I just bought. I want to try to use up everything instead of throwing away things that, sit in the refrigerator as leftovers or get forgotten about. You know how it is. I don't want to do that anymore. I really don't. So I'm going to try real hard to use what I got, and if I don't, if it's in the refrigerator and I'm not going to use it, then, you know, because we're tired of it that week, it's going to go in a freezer bag and go in the freezer so that I don't lose it, because I spent money on that and I don't want to waste it. So, but yeah, that's it for today's grocery haul and menu plan, and I will see y'all later. Bye.